Today we're going to talk about visas, types of visas to get into Canada with, and how to maintain this type of visas, how to make good use of them when you get in Canada, and even before you get into the country. Before we start the video, me make history kakra and me mix English kakra because some of the things obviously me pese so I just hope you do get what I'm trying to say. So in order for you to come to Canada, I'm sure you guys have watched a bunch of videos talking about the same topic, and I've actually made some videos talking about this similar topic. But I think the main reason why I'm making this video is because I just had a conversation with a friend of mine. We were touching on a few aspects with regards to the visas, and I think this might also help someone who is planning or willing to come into Canada, whether being for a visit, to stay, whatever reason. So I cancel and also you okay with me after video. So yeah, there are a lot of visas if you want to come to Canada, and the first one is the visitors visa. Visitors visa, I think the code is V1. So if you get your visitors visa, if you check on your far right, you will see that it's written V1. That simply means it's a visitor's visa. And there is also a tourist visa, which I'm not sure what the code is. T1, I don't know, but there is a tourist visa, and there is a business visa. And the business visa, as it sounds, it allows you to have business in and out of the country. And we also have work visa, work permit, work whatever, which is also different from the business. It sounds the same. They might have similar aspects and different similarities here and there, but it's kind of same. But there are different sides to both of the visas. And there is also a student visa. There's a student visa, which there are a bunch of visas in the system. If you want to come to Canada, there are different ways of coming into the country. And there is also, I think, the PR system, which I think those are a bit different from the visa aspect. So the PR, obviously, you get in a permanent stay. So let's just exclude that particular one. So the visitor's visa allows you to visit Canada or any other country wherever you're obtaining the visa from, but we're talking about Canada here. So if it's a visitor's visa, this allows you to visit the country depending on the duration that you'll be given at the airport, but mostly, in most cases, it's up to 6 months. So if you get a visitor's visa, which is probably 10 years, 9 years, 7 years, you can only stay for about 6 months maximum, only if you don't get restrictions at the airport, because some of the visitors, they do get restrictions at the airport that, hey, even though you got 10 years, but we're going to allow you to stay for about 2 months or 3 months. Yeah, it happens, but not always. So mostly it's 6 months. In order for you to come into the country with a visitor's visa, there are a few things that you need to consider, or else you can be deported back to your country. Before you get your visitor's visa, obviously, the requirements that you use to apply is more or less the same thing that they will ask you at the airport. So if you are applying for visitors, they will ask you for invitation, I guess, and where you're going to stay. The person must send approval down to Ghana or wherever you are that, hey, I'm the one inviting this person, so and so, like something like that, more like invitation letter. So once you get the visa and you are ready to move to the country, you get your ticket, which I think we'll make a separate video with regards to the ticket aspect. So when you get to the airport, they might ask you a few questions like, hey, you are coming on a visitor's visa. Who are you coming to visit? It's a visitor's. So you coming to visit someone. You can't have a visitor's visa and say, I'm going to stay in a hotel. That will bring a lot of questions and you might not be able to get yourself out. So normally on a visitor's visa, you need to have ubia or acronym. It's a visitors. So I was only mobile or Canada Hanum say. And in that case, you need to get an address of the person who is in Canada, the cell phone number as well. In order for someone to give you the invitation, of course, the person must be a permanent resident, a citizen, or the person must either have some sort of residency in the country. When you get to the airport, oh man, let me take this. I just got on the phone with the person. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of usual. People tend to ask me this whole stuff on a daily basis. That's why I normally put this type of videos out there, so I don't have to be explaining myself that much. Anyway, so back on track with Canadian visas. These days, I don't know, maybe it might change in future. Currently, you do not get any interviews. Until you apply for visa no cry now, the interview be any. Yeah, there's no interviews with Canadian visas. Or corner or submit ye BBA fingerprint medical, see you BBA baby na you skip interview. Call na yakubisa outside dentina who person call like the way US does it. So with Canada, you don't do such interviews. It's just submit fingerprint, and then they give you feedback whether it's a yes or no. So if ever you obtain that visa, most of the interviews are being done at the airport. Since you didn't do the interview at the embassy, you're going to do it at the airport. But it's not everybody that goes through that process. Some people do skip the interview at the airport. Like me, for instance, when I got to the airport, there was no interview conducted. I was just asked why I'm coming to spend such duration, and I'm like, okay, because of this and that and that. That was it. But it might also differ. Some people might go through tough times. Some they might ask them billions of questions. Can you please call the person that you are going to visit? We need to find out the person's status in Canada. That we need the address of the person. You see, so you need to always come prepared on such issues whenever you are coming with visitors. And here's the thing, visitors and tourists are not the same. There is a visitor's visa and there is a tourist visa. I'm not going to say that I know everything with regards to the visa aspect. These are what I've observed, these are what I've noticed, and based on the few research that I've done. I might be wrong, I don't know, I might be right. So visitors are different from tourist visas. And here are the difference. So with visitors visa, like I said, you need to prove and show that you're visiting someone in the country. I don't know why I keep getting messages. Let me quickly put that on silence, please. Okay, I think that is sorted. So, like I was saying, visitors visa, you need to prove and show the immigration that, hey, blah, 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 I'm going to visit this person, this is the address, and so forth, in case you are going to be asked at the airport. But with the tourist visa, it's different. I mean, the name actually explains it. So it's a tourist visa. So with the tourist visa, plan an itinerary like, okay, you're going for tourist attraction at Toronto, or let's say Niagara Falls. After Niagara, you come to Alberta, you're going to view some zoos, you go to here and there. After that, you go to Saskatoon. You like just have a plan itinerary of how you plan to visit the country. And maybe after that you sleep in this hotel, you spend some days at this place, then you go to Roger's place, blah blah blah, sort of itinerary planned. You need to have something like that. I'm not saying that is the questions that they ask you, but just in case you are being asked such at the airport, you can show them, okay, here, this is what I'm going to do here at this time, at this date, this is the duration I'm going to spend and all that. These are questions and stuff that they actually ask you when you're applying for the visa. It's just the same thing that they ask you. So I'm sure it should be easy for you to provide such evidence when you get to the airport. And same applies to other visas as well, like the student visa. So if you're a student, obviously when you are applying for the student permit or the student visa, they're going to ask you for the acceptance letter, proof of funds that you're really indeed going to be able to afford for the school. All that, I mean, so if you get to the airport and they tend to question you, those are the same evidence that you need to also provide at the airport. It's just that simple. So when you get to the airport, let's say Toronto airport, and then they ask you, okay, you said you are going to school. Can you show us your statement, the sort of proof of funds that you're going to be okay in the country? You just maybe print out something, a sort of form, or show them your banking app that you have this much. They don't normally ask, but sometimes they ask you, how much money do you have? You can just, okay, I have 2,000 euros, I have 3,000 euros. And they don't normally ask you, that can I see the money? But maybe you might not be lucky, they might ask you that, can I see the money? So you need to always have backups, plans, and all that. So when I was coming, I had a physical cash, and I also had my bank app as well with my ATMs and all that. So in case they ask me, I say, okay, cool, I have this much on me. This is my banking app, ATMs and everything. You just need to be ready for us. I mean, those type of questionings. So visas, there are a whole lot of visas. Once again, like I said, there are a bunch of visas, and I've explained with tourism, visitors, students, and I think that should be it. I do know that there are other ones like permanent residency and other, but those are on the different side of, yeah. So those are the things that you need to be prepared for on such visits. And another thing that I normally get asked is, hey, Vim, made the visitors aba na ma be pay juma, and made can I come with a visitor in the country? Me we are men call back near the no. It's very much possible. Even though Canada law even states that one can come with a visitors and look for a job. It is there. I think they implemented that during COVID, and it was supposed to end a couple of months ago, but they still extended it and extended it again. Now it's on until February 2025. So that option is still there. One can always come with a visitor's visa and apply for work. A company can consider someone with a visitor's visa. But here's the thing that I want you guys to know, yeah? In as much as there is a law or an option that states that one can come with a visitors in the country to look for jobs, it's not as easy as it seems, yeah? A lot of people do call me, Vim, I'm your visitors, and the page and all that. It's there. I'm sure you've watched a bunch of videos. People talk about this every day. But you should know that any easy, sir. If that is the main purpose of you coming, just know that it's not that easy. Because here's the thing, with the visitors, even though if they give you 10 years, the maximum duration you can stay is 6 months. So if you come in with the visitors and you start looking for job, and you are unable to get that LMIA in the duration of 6 months, which means you are out of status. And if you go out of status in this country, it is a problem. To come back on status is another story. I don't even know the ways and means, but it is a big problem. So getting the LMIA, it is there. Normally it's best you do get a sponsorship company that is sponsoring you the LMIA back from home before you come here. I think it's much easier. But if you come with the visitors to look for jobs, with the experience and the little knowledge that I've gathered, it is a bit difficult. It is on the difficult side. Even getting under the table jobs, jobs that are not going to pay you through banks, like they give you hard cash, it is difficult. I've tried it myself. I don't want to lie. If I tell you the type of jobs, I've been walking miles, kilometers just to look for jobs, and I'm not even looking for a high-end job. I'm like cleaning, barbering salons, like those minor stuff. Those are even difficult. So let's just assume high-end jobs like construction, office job. Those are going to be even crazier. But I'm not saying this is going to apply to everyone. Your situation might be different from mine. You might be lucky, you might be considered in a month or two. But what if you are not lucky and you are not considered? Then what? Which means it's going to be a problem. You will go out of status, and that will be a big problem. So I always advise people that contact me that, hey, I want to come to the country with visitors, blah, blah, blah. All I want to say is, ubetimiaba. But first of all, you must have plan A, plan B, plan C, have until plan Z. In case A does not work, you know that, okay, I'm going for plan B. In case B does not work, you know that, okay, there's another plan here. And I'm not going to open keys. Me baby king can say koyesi. I'm sure there are ways and means. You guys don't know. But there are a lot of ways that you can do these things. Yeah, there are many ways that you can get your head through. So in case page man I'm far, okay, me wallet. In case I'm a pen I'm far, may you see. There are many ways. Men can say you see, but that is the thing. So you must know, say, coming with the visitors to seek LMIA is not going to be as easy as a lot of people state on the internet. I know what I'm talking about. If you don't believe me, you can come in, you can give it a try, and yours might be, okay in a month or two. Because here's the thing, even getting the visa, like I said, it's 6 months. So let's say you get in the country, you use a month or two to search for a job, because searching for a job is even it's a headache. It's not like you get into a company and they hire you the same day. It takes time. So you can probably take a month or two or even 3 to get the job. And if they offer LMIA, The process itself might also take about a month or two. If you are not lucky, 3. You are getting out, ben, you are status, yeah, ben. So by the time you get through all that process, you're already out of status. So sometimes let's just try to plan ahead with regards to all these things. But have some plans. Plan A, plan B, plan W, Z, Y, everything. Just have more plans. And another thing is you must also have money. You must have money because a lot of people have the perceptions, okay, cool, I got a visa, I got a student visa. Student visa is even better because with students, you do have a lot of advantages. Students, your options are much more than someone on a visitor's visa. So with students, you can apply for credit card. There's a lot of things you can do on a student. You can also work as well, but the problem with the students is that you cannot work for more than 20 hours a week. So it's always need to be in that limit. If you want to work more than 20 hours, you can still do that, but at the end of the day, later in the future, it might affect you. It might affect you. Someone might be asking how. It might affect you if ever you want to apply for PR, permanent residency, in the future. Let's say you finish with your schooling, you are done, you've studied your course, you got your certificates. Now you want to apply to stay in the country. Now you're eligible and you want to stay in the country. You get in, they tell you, okay, cool. Since you were in school, you worked more than you were expected to do so. So we cannot offer you that. It's a big problem. And a lot of people talk about, I don't want to go into details with regards to all these things because I believe there are a lot of creators who have already tapped on these topics. But I mean, if you always want me to hit on those, let me know. I will do more videos with regards to this particular topic. So I don't want to make the video too long. It's already longer. So let me know if you got any to add or share. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know. And if you did enjoy this type of conversation, drop it in the comment section as well. I can make more videos talking about this whole thing. There's a lot that I've actually learned on observing. I think I got here, it's less than a month now. Few days to 1 month. It's going to be a month on the 4th. Yeah, so 2 days from the point of shooting this video to a month. So I've learned a lot. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for showing some love. If you're new on the channel, hit on the subscribe button. Like this video as well. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.